Hi, this video is just to help you get started with the Summary Statistics assignment. First of all, you can find the instructions for this assignment in the Week 4 folder on Blackboard. And for this assignment, you're going to be using a data set that's in our class group, and the name of the data set is Pain Treatment. For the first part of this assignment, you need to read through this background information about the case study that this data set came from. You can read that first page, and then you have 3 questions to answer based on the information about the case study. Go ahead and answer those questions and then save your answers because you'll be putting them into the report you create in Statcrunch in the last part of this assignment. Let's move on to part 2. In this part, you're actually going to open the data set and create some summary statistics displays and some box plots using the data. To do that, go to our class group in Statcrunch, and then you'll need to find the pain treatment data. Here it is, one that's just called pain treatment. When you open this, you'll see the 2 columns. There's one called pain rating after treatment, and the other column is called treatment, and that just tells you what treatment group the individual was in, whether they were in the group that got the placebo treatment or the group that got the actual active magnet treatment. What we're going to do with this first is create a summary statistics display. To do that, go to Stat, scroll down to Summary Stats, and then choose Columns. It should only give you one choice of column to select, so select that one so that it comes up on the right over here. And in this box is a whole list of statistics. Some of these you don't need to put in here, and you also need to select some extra ones that aren't automatically selected. So go through that list and make sure that you get all of the statistics that are in this list right here. So start with N and go all the way through this to mode. And to get more than one of these selected, so here I'm selecting N. To select more of them, at least on some devices, the way you do this is to hold down Control and then click to select more. So there's my N. There's the mean. The next one on the list is the standard deviation, which is STD DEV. And notice how we're not selecting all the ones in this list. We're skipping some of them. So now I'm going down to median. And just make sure as you're doing this that they all come up in this box to the right. Range, min, max, Q1, Q3, IQR. Then we're skipping down here to this one, which is the coefficient of variation. And the last one to select is the mode. So you should have that whole list in this box over here. The other thing you need to do for this is select the group by. We're actually going to group these by the treatment group that the individual was in. So make sure that you have treatment selected here under the group by. When you've got all of those things selected, then click on Compute. You should get a display that looks like this. You've got 2 sets of information, one for the active magnet group and one for the placebo group. Once you get this to come up, make sure that you've got all the statistical measurements in here that are in that list. Then click on Options and Save, and add on to the end of this title, Add Pain Rating. When you've done that, click Save. It will save that to your results so that you can put it into your report later. Step 3 is creating box plots, and for this, you get to create 2 different versions of the box plots. We'll start with version 1. To get box plots, go to Graph, scroll down to Box Plot. And for this one, again, you only have one column as your choice, so select the pain rating after treatment. Select the group by, and select treatment there. For version 1 of the box plots, you need to uncheck this box that says use fences to identify outliers. You don't want to have that box checked, and then go ahead and do check the one that says draw boxes horizontally. So the first box should not be checked, the second box should be checked. That's all you have to do, and then click on Compute at the bottom. Now once you get this box plot to come up, you have a question to answer. And again, you need to write down the answers to this question so that you can put it into your report later. To do this, go back to your box plot and just put your cursor over the box for each one of these two, and then write down all the information that it gives you in that little yellow display. So it has the number of values, the IQR, the min, Q1, median, Q3, and max. So write down all of those and the values, and then do the same thing for this one. Notice that the one on the top is for the placebo group, the one on the bottom is for the active magnet group. Once you've done that, then go ahead and save your box plot. And this is going to be box plot pain rating, and this is version 1. So go ahead and save that. Once you've got that saved, then you're going to create version 2. To do that, go back to your box plot, click on Options and Edit. And the only thing that you need to change here is to go back and check the box that says Use Fences to Identify Outliers. This creates a slightly different version of the box plot that's going to show you a little bit different information. And click on Compute at the bottom. So now you've got a slightly different version of the box plots, and especially this one on the top for the placebo group is going to look a little bit different than version 1 did. For this one, you also have a question to answer. Take your cursor and move it over the box for each one. This is going to give you a slightly different list of information than you got for the version 1 box plots. So write down all the information for the placebo group for this box, and then do the same thing for the active magnet group and write down all of that information. Once you've done that, then save this one. This time, you want to call it box plot pain rating version 2. So add that to the title and then click on Save at the bottom so that it will save that. And now you've got the 2 versions of the box plots. For part 3, you're going to look at those displays and graphs you just created and use that to answer 5 more questions. So in step 1 here, you're going to go back and look at the summary statistics display. And if you created that here and you're still in your data set, you should be able to get back to it just by clicking on Statcrunch over here at the top left and go down to Results and just click on Summary Stats. Then for step 2, leave this summary statistics display up here, but pull up your box plots. And if you did this like I did, where you just edited your version 1 box plot to get the version 2 one, you might have to go back to the version 1 box plot. So I'm going to go back and edit this, and I'm going to uncheck this box so that I've got version 1 of the box plot. So now looking at these 2 things together for question 8, I want to list the 5-number summary. The 5-number summary is the min, the Q1, the median, the Q3, and the max. I'm going to round these values to 1 decimal place if necessary. And then the idea behind this is to notice how those values correspond to items that are shown on the box plot. Question 9, you're looking at the widths of the boxes and the IQRs. The IQRs you can either get from your summary statistics display, or you can get that by holding your cursor over the box. Now for question 10, you need to look at version 2 of the box plot. So I'm going to edit this and check the box for the fences so that I have version 2. So that should give you your answers for number 10. Part 4 of this is creating a report in Statcrunch. And this report is going to have the 3 results that you created and saved, the summary statistics display and the 2 versions of the box plots. And then you'll also be putting in the answers to those 10 questions. So to start creating your report, go back to the Statcrunch homepage, click on Create Report. Put in your report name with your name here instead of mine, and click on Add Content. Here's where you're going to put in the answers to those 10 questions. Please number the questions so that you don't have to work too hard to find your answers. So you should have 10 different items in that text box up there. And then down here in the results section, you're going to add your summary statistics display that you saved. For result 2, it's going to be version 1 of the box plots. To get a spot for result 3, click on this plus. That way you'll have spots for 3 results, and the third result will be version 2 of the box plots. Once you're done adding all of those things, then click on Save at the bottom. The directions for this are the same as you have done in the last 2 Statcrunch assignments, so that part should be pretty familiar. I hope this helps you get started with this assignment, and just let me know if you have any questions about it.